God, I got to get the fuck out of this job. I can't live my life this way. What's the meaning of life if this is my life?
Which is why I always start with, let's get you rich first. Right? That's why I'm very practical about it. Because look, Buddha was a prince. Okay, he started out really rich, and then he got to go off in the woods. And in the old days, what happened was, if you wanted to be peaceful inside, you would become a monk. You would renounce everything. You would become an ascetic. You would give everything up. You'd renounce women, men. You'd renounce children. You'd renounce money. You'd renounce politics, science, technology, everything. And you would go out in the woods by yourself. You had to give everything up to be free inside. Well, today we have this wonderful invention called money, where you can just store stuff up in a bank account, okay? And you can basically work really hard. You can do great things for society, and society will give you money for giving it things that it wants and it doesn't know how to get. And then you can save that up, and you can live well below with your means, and you can find a certain freedom in that, and that will give you the time and the energy to pursue your own internal peace and happiness. So I believe the solution to making everybody happy is to give them what they want. Let's get them all rich. Let's get them all fit and healthy, and then let's get them all happy.
Are those things even possible?
Absolutely.
Everyone can be rich?
Everyone can be rich.
Everyone?
Yes, everybody can be rich. And let me give you a thought exercise. Okay. Imagine if tomorrow we could wave a wand and everybody was trained as a scientist or an engineer. Everybody. Even if you weren't very good, you had enough understanding of computers, you could write some code, you could build some hardware. And don't tell me people can't do it, because they can. That's just a tyranny of soft expectations. That's just you looking down on somebody else. They can do it. They just have to be educated. Now, if they're educated all as hardware, software engineers, scientists, biologists, technicians, hard sciences, not the social sciences, we would all be done within 5 years. Robots would be doing everything from cleaning toilets to cooking food to flying airplanes to driving Ubers. And what would we be doing? We would be doing all creative jobs to entertain each other and researching science and technology. We would have wonderful lives. So it is really just a question of education, nothing else.
Is this a scale issue, though? I mean, you're talking about it as if this would work with 300 million people.
It'll work with 10 billion people. It'll work with a spacefaring race with 100 trillion people.
We have the resources. We have the ability.
The universe is infinite resources. You build have you heard of a Dyson Sphere?
Mm-hmm.
You build a Dyson Sphere on a star and you gather all its energy. Like that, there's so much energy out there. One asteroid's got all the minerals that we need. One sun, one solar system has got all the power we will need for a long, long time. We can extract it out of nuclear fusion. We're not that far from those kinds of technologies working. It's just a question of gut and interest. Like, we should be building nuclear fusion test plants on the moon. The moon should be littered with them. It's no downside.
Right. How would that work?
Robots. For energy creation, you want nuclear to work. And the problem is, because nuclear energy, we built it with a bomb, we have dirty nukes, all those kinds of problems with Fukushima, 3 Mile Island, Chernobyl. We don't innovate anymore on nukes. Imagine if when the first steam engine blew up, we said, no more steam engines for a while,
right.
Or very carefully regulated, $1 billion of regulation.
Mm-hmm.
You can't innovate that way. When the first airplane crashed, we said, no more innovation in airplanes, right? So we need a way to iterate on nuclear fission and eventually fusion and get them working safely, cleanly, passive failure, etc., if we're going to find our way out of the energy trap. And the best place to do that is someplace like on the moon or Mars. So the most important thing is just to learn how to educate yourself. And the way to educate yourself is to develop a love for reading. The foundation of learning is reading. I don't know a smart person who doesn't read. Read what you love until you love to read. It's that simple. Everybody I know who reads a lot loves to read. And they love to read because they read books that they loved. It's a little bit of a catch-22, but you basically want to start off just reading wherever you are and then keep building up from there until reading becomes a habit. And then eventually you will just get bored of the simple stuff. So you may start off reading fiction, then you might graduate to science fiction, then you may graduate to nonfiction, then you may graduate to science or philosophy or mathematics or whatever it is. But take your natural path and just read the things that interest you until you kind of understand them, and then you'll naturally move to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And you need creativity, you need that ability to feed your own brain to learn whatever you want. Confucius had a great saying that every man has 2 lives, and the second starts when he realizes he has just one.
Wow.
And I read that, and it was one of those book dropping lines. It's like mic drop. Confucius had a lot of mic drops.
Confucius was a bad motherfucker.
He was.
That's